You're a creature of habit, Barbara. We all are. Unfortunately, not all of your habits are good ones. This was how your day started. Started wrong.
Oh, good evening, Josh.
Good.
Thank you for your forbearance. And I'm very sorry about it. I pushed it back and couldn't even make the pushback time. And why? Because I didn't do a cameo. And, I had to do a cameo because I needed the $35.
You didn't do a cameo?
No, I did. I pushed it back 15 minutes to enable me to do a cameo.
Gotcha.
That I rushed through. And it certainly wasn't up to my usual snuff.
So you shortchanged everybody.
Yeah, everybody loses.
All right.
You have to wait.
Yeah.
The person didn't really get my full attention.
All right. And yet they still somehow got their $35 worth.
Well, you think that, you say they shouldn't have to complain. There's no complaints. There's no complaints in the cameo business. What if we get into a horrible cameo fight every week for the rest of our lives?
I'd be up for it, I guess.
And what would be the payoff in the motion picture, retirement home? There's gotta be a payoff.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Okay. Well, I thought you were going to work on it with me.
No.
Well, I guess not. Happy Monday.
No, it's not. Actually, it's not a bad Monday now that,
oh my God, I thought it was the wrong day.
General Services Administration has bent to our will.
Oh yeah, that is good. That is very, very good. Thank God. And you know what? In a lot of ways, they couldn't have been nicer, the Trump people. Maybe some complaints around the margins. And did the lady, even Emily, is Emily the new Karen? That's all I want to know.
I don't
Emily.
know. I think she's joined the Legion of Karens.
And now how's she going to live with herself? I did exactly what I said I was going to do. It was all above board. And even though I never even did say he won, it's still, I don't know. It's like, I'm disgusted with our society, Josh.
Yeah.
Elvis Weinstein.
You're
disgusted.
not wrong, Andrew David Kindler.
Yeah, I'm disgusted with us as a society.
Yeah.
Not you.
No, but the 3 million people who flew this weekend.
Oh, those people. The flying people. If you weren't nuts, you would know that the last thing you ever wanted to do was see your family on Thanksgiving. I hated seeing my family.
Yes. Put pandemic aside almost. It's like you have an excuse to not go to Thanksgiving.
Yes. It's at best okay. You had the bagels or something.
I can't recall a Thanksgiving that would have been worth any risk in my life.
I know. But I just can't even believe it. You don't normally travel for the holidays, right?
No, I don't.
Right. And so, can you imagine, it's like, this is I don't know if people realize, this is an extraordinary situation. This is a once in a lifetime. It's not twice in a lifetime that the person in the middle seat of the plane can kill you. It's a once in a lifetime.
Right.
So, stay off of the thing. Stay home. Hide under the bed. Unbelievable. Why are people going? Why do you think they're going? Let's say, take the point of view of someone who's like, we have to see our family.
It is because, as I've said before, there's a certain percentage of this country, and it's higher than we ever dreamed, whose only political philosophy is don't fucking tell me what to do.
Which is the original don't tread on me.
Kind of.
I don't know what that means. What does don't tread on me mean? Is it snaky?
Well, that was the logo. It was a Revolutionary War meme.
I know, and I know what you're saying though. I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but it's like, it makes me so angry. And I keep.
No, it makes me angry too, because it just makes everything feel hopeless.
Yeah, and I keep grudges forever. But the idea, I hope I don't anymore. Yeah. But the idea, maybe for half and ever.
It's just hard to know whether to think of this as one grudge or 175 million individual grudges. And like the person who calls up Rush Limbaugh and is like crying.
I do feel bad on one level, like Chris Hayes says he feels bad for that person. But another thing is like I'm astounded. How insane are you?
Yeah.
You're crying because you sat in your basement and listened to AM radio for 30 years?
Right.
And it didn't work out at the end? I mean, I don't even get it. It's like,
I know, and it's like it exposes a lie that you've been told your whole life in a way, which is we're all basically the same.
yes.
You know, and then you find out that no, a huge percentage of America has almost no common ground with you.
Yeah.
Like we both breathe air, sure. You know.
Well, it's also the living with your head in the sand and, just like, hey, we don't want anybody coming from outside into our country, but we'll forget about the fact that we slaughtered the Native Americans and, you know, it's like, and slavery and,
Yeah.
you know, but don't you dare come in here because you're poor. I say, I implore you, citizens.
Yes.
I know I'm preaching to the converted. I know there's nobody who listens to this show who has the point of view, probably, of what I'm talking about. So I know what you're saying. Take it downtown to someone who's... I like to make a difference now instead, but I don't know what to do.
Is this Moral Monday getting to you?
It's Moral Monday. It's getting to me. It really is. I'm in the trenches.
This might be
Josh, and I don't...
This could be the worst Moral Monday I've ever had.
Now, why was you... Now, there's no specific reason for that.
Not really, no.
Okay. I mean, you gotta let it go with Emily from the GSA. I know you're steamed about it.
Yeah.
Is the election over? I mean, could he still screw around with the electors?
I think he'll give it a shot, but I don't think it's gonna go. It's not gonna, it doesn't seem like there's any traction in any of the important states.
You know, any prediction that I would make about him, it's always going to be wrong, but it's like people say, well, he's going to come back in 4 years. It's like, I can't believe that anybody would stick with him, but then they stuck with him this long.
Yeah, but there's gotta be the Morton Downey Jr. factor will kick in.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be, right?
Plus there'll be a lot of courtroom time for him.
I'm going to enjoy, I will enjoy every minute of anything that happens to him. I will enjoy it like watching Chris Christie, just eat crow or whatever the hell he does. I don't know. He didn't really eat crow.
No.
He's not going to be a good person, no matter how, well, now he really knows.
Yes.
Well, I feel relieved. I still am in the feeling relieved and happy mode and very pleased.
Yeah.
That's coming up with adjectives now.
Yeah, well, that's a gear shift from the first 5 minutes of the conversation.
How would you characterize the first 5 minutes of the conversation?
I thought you were sort of distraught and worn out and,
God damn it, I am. You're right.
a little bit down. And
What's my motivation?
And then you're talking about how happy and relieved you are, and I don't know which way to go with this.
Well, I'm always, I'm a tough nut to crack. Not really, Andy. You worry about everything and you whine like a little baby. That's it. It's not that difficult. What's that look on his face? I wonder what he's thinking about. He's thinking he left the pilot light on or that he insulted someone at the dry cleaner or something. It's
Right.
not deep.
Right.
But it's not deep.
But
It's not like he's
chances
thinking-
are he'll narrate it anyway. So
Yeah, you're going to hear about it. Even if he says he's not going to tell you about it anymore. Chances are it's not going to be his unified field theory.
Right.
Hunk.
I prefer chunk.
I gotta stop using the same references. I mean, what am I? The guy who uses the same? What am I? Magellan? No, that's not it.
Damn it.
What am I? The old references guy? Who would, Edwin Newman? That's all I have for references.
Yeah.
There's gotta be someone more Englishy. And people, you can't say George Will because he's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, who's the guy who was a comedian, used to be on the Tonight Show, and he's kind of annoying sometimes, but he can be funny, and he does like, he's got that classic weird guy persona, like bright guy, but he's got a voice like this, and he used to do field pieces for the Tonight Show.
Dennis Wolfberg?
And he was on Comedy Central. He was on Comedy Central for a long time. He was on The Daily Show as a, he's an oddball, Josh.
Oh man, I wish I could zero in more.
But he's like one of those guys, you know, he's like one of these, like if Ben Stein had personality, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And he has it's not, the only other face that came into my mind is the guy Borowitz. It's not him, because he's funnier than Borowitz isn't funny. Just hang up the phone. Here's what you do. Hang up the phone. Go in the other room.
Is it Mo Rocca?
Yeah! Bang! Boom, 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 boom. Pow, pow. I'm shooting things like Kevin Meaney used to do.
That's good.
Yes, Mo Rocca. Oh, and you know what I would say? Les Rocca sometimes. He would be doing field pieces for the Tonight Show while I was doing my field pieces. We would often be in competing formats.
Really?
No.
Were you ever at the Super Bowl together or anything?
Yes, exactly. That's my story. That's my horrible story.
Yeah.
We crossed at the Super Bowl once. You happy? No, I think we did at the Republican National Convention too, perhaps.
And you didn't interview each other?
Oh, no.
That's how I would have played it.
That's what I would have done. They don't want, that's not, the Home Office is not going to like that you interviewed another crew that was interviewing people.
I don't know.
Oh, see? Maybe we didn't think of.
If you made something of it, they love the stuff.
They do.
They love it when you have something.
The problem on the Letterman show was that everybody
was afraid of Letterman.
Everybody was afraid to make decisions on the field pieces because they were afraid. But so that we left out a lot of comedy.
Sure you did.
Yeah, every asshole would say that, right?
Yeah, if it was up to me and I was editing it, these pieces would have been funnier. Huh?
Those were so fun to do. Oh my God, I had fun doing those. I mean, although I was nervous the whole time, but what a delight.
Yeah, but you would have been at home too, so why not go out and get some air?
Look, believe me, if I wasn't in show business, I would probably be on a safari somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm an outdoors guy. You don't know this about me, but I'm a guy who rubs two sticks together and tries to get his penis working again. I don't know how we're going to go to a full session tonight. I don't know. I started late. That's the best. And that's what I know from your point of view. Oh, it's Mr. He heard now that he can push things off. Now it's going to be Mr. Every night at 5 to 9.
How about 9:10? How's about 9:19?
This time I spilled cottage cheese.
Yeah, I can't.
Listen, this is the way I think about myself. I'm a horrible person. And don't tell me I'm not.
All right, okay.
No.
I'm not in the mood to correct you tonight, so go for it.
Oh, come on. You're my only pal when I'm down and low and Mehdi Hassan doesn't like me. I had to mute him the other day on Twitter because he drives me nuts.
Okay, mister, I have a Twitter account. Fine.
Oh.
Don't tell me how you're working on it. I don't want to fucking hear it.
I haven't done one thing.
I know.
My only working for it was I was going to email Todd Barry and see what he could do. He always knows people.
Yeah, well,
I could do that at least, right?
No, never mind.
What's going on? You're not the only person. I mean, it seems to be a trend that they're doing this.
Well, the person I caught it from and the person who caught it from me are both back on now, but they keep ignoring me.
What do you mean they're ignoring you?
I mean, Twitter's not getting fucking back to me.
Oh, they're not. Okay, they're ignoring you. They are. I thought your friends, you're saying that your friends who were off are not. Did you hang up on me?
No, I wish.
Oh, that's not nice, Josh. I'm very sensitive. Josh, here's my new voice. You like it?
No.
Hey, let's go to this.
Bring back the old voice.
Okay, I'm back. Bring back the old voice. Okay, here it is. Is that better?
Yes.
Do you know, I think of my voice as grating. I don't know, is that good or bad?
Well, you know.
Grating.
It keeps
it's like a grater.
It keeps our numbers completely level.
That's right.
Yes.
Folks, let me tell you something. If there's somebody that you know who doesn't know the show, please don't tell them about it, because it's really important that we toil in obscurity for the next 15 years.
Right. We're Jews. We don't proselytize.
Okay, I'm going to do my impression of me 20 years from now. You ready?
Yes.
Yes. What is that Testo 700? I can't read my writing.
Why do I think that's what old people sound like?
I don't know.
I'm old, Josh.
They sound more like, I'm not conceding.
Oh, when that big old baby gets it's over already, unless he just destroys us, but it's, oh God. And what if I die tomorrow? Then it'll all have not been worth it. What?
Which part?
The part about the fact that it all worked out, like it's okay for my father to be alive again, because Trump's not in charge. And don't tell him, if my father comes back to life, don't tell him about it. He's not going to be happy.
Well, now you just sound like you're describing a dream.
Well, what do you do? Hey, let me ask you this, Jew. Yes. What do you bring to the table? Let me hear one of your anecdotes.
Did you watch the Belushi doc last night?
Oh no, I did not watch it. How was it? I will watch it though. Is it on Showtime?
Yeah, it's on Showtime.
Okay. What'd you think?
I don't know exactly. Because it's a doc, first of all.
Yeah.
So,
I knew that it wasn't a movie, so.
No, I mean, it's a doc, therefore I have all sorts of additional critical baggage.
Right. Right, but that's not just because of that.
I mean, I don't feel like I know Belushi any better than I did before seeing it.
Well, then that's not a good sign.
Yeah. And I don't know if someone who didn't know who Belushi was really would come away going, I gotta see his work.
Well, that sounds like it's failed on a couple of levels, probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll have to see it, though.
I don't know. I think, I have such bias in terms of both the subject and the medium that I don't want to, pronounce it bad.
But what's your bias against the subject?
I just mean I'm a huge Belushi fan.
Oh, okay. I see. That does not disqualify you from enjoying a documentary.
No, but it means I know more than the average person probably already.
Oh, I see. That's true. Well, did you see Continental Divide?
I did.
Yeah, I like that movie.
More than once.
Wow. I saw it in the movie theater and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is an interesting movie, that movie where they're weird neighbors?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you like that movie?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But it's called Neighbors.
It's called Neighbors. Are there any sleepers by him that we haven't seen that you could tell us about?
No, he didn't. He didn't have a chance.
No, especially movie wise, he didn't. That was it. That's all she wrote.
Continental Divide is pretty much the sleeper.
Well, he could do anything. I think. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's, in some ways it sort of made him more pedestrian to me in the sense that he was just another fucking actor guy obsessed with his career and on drugs,
Yeah.
Neither of which are that attractive.
Right, but I can relate to it.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm on drugs. Not to his degree. But I can understand wanting to get high.
And, from a cinematic sense, it's like it's another doc that basically, I don't know that they even used a camera in this movie because it was all footage and animation and recorded. It was all interviews that were recorded by an author for a book, for an oral history book, and then he used the audio tapes from the book interviews as the interviews for the movie.
Oh. Yeah, sometimes. Like the one that I really liked that had no narrator, I think was maybe the George Harrison one.
Yeah, I don't need a narrator,
no, I mean, it wasn't a narrator. I'm saying that's what worked. They did a good job of that.
No, and like the My Day Bar movie doesn't have any narrator.
Right. Yeah. So it can work to have but it has to work.
But there's nothing but if there's no humanity that you're connecting with, you're listening to dead people talk about a dead person, You're listening to Carrie Fisher talk about John Belushi or Penny Marshall talk about John Belushi, and it's, you lose the human feeling that connects it with now, by seeing people on camera talking about this, even if they look old compared to how you remember them, at least it's a real person that you're seeing feel something.
Yeah. I think it's got to always be a hard thing to do, is to make a documentary, especially about someone like him that was so hugely affecting comedically, but he was kind of
yeah, they weren't able to convey his comedic power very well in the movie. You had to take people's word for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, because they didn't they show more stuff that was fun to see that you hadn't seen before or didn't see as much of? Or?
I mean, there was photos I hadn't seen. There was tons of photos I hadn't seen, but there wasn't that much material.
Well, it's also a thing that's a weird deal because the thing that Bob Woodward did was so hated and so narcissistic about Bob Woodward that I think it's a lot of expectations because probably nothing has been done about him since then.
Well, there was a book. I mean, Judith Belushi did a book, and there was an oral history book.
Oh, I think I read the Judith Belushi book. I think that was okay.
But, the thing about the Bob Woodward book was, it became a drug log for the most part.
Right.
But to some extent, that was still the story,
Yeah, but there's scenes in there where
it wasn't compassionate to Belushi the way the doc was, but
yeah,
it's still
Bob Woodward's not compassionate.
It's still the story,
Yeah, you think that was the closest to the actual? These are what happened.
No, I don't know. I don't think what Bob Woodward did was factually inaccurate. It was just tonally, it was tone deaf,
Well, factually inaccurate. I felt when I was reading it that it was like he obviously wanted to portray him as, it's a hard thing with drugs. I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, there's been a lot of books written about people, and whenever they play up, I don't know. I think it's hard to get past that they felt like they were taken advantage of, and and it was I read the book. I always like reading things about drugs. I mean, I love reading Papa John, which is about, so I always love reading about it, but it does seem like this guy's going to say the thing about Wired was this guy was an out of control drug guy who was bound to die. That's the way it was. And I don't know if that's true about.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the doc too, I mean, in some ways, that's the story it's Harold Ramis, another dead person saying he's going to die, it's Harold Ramis meeting him and going, this guy is larger than life. And if he's ever successful, he's going to be in fucking trouble,
Right.
It's like all of these people saw the whole thing unfold in front of them and couldn't stop it,
I think the same thing is true. Well, it's not true, because not everyone's life is true, but, people tend to look at Jimi Hendrix or anybody who died, they tend to look at them as almost having led heroic lives, whereas I don't think they had any intention on, these people died from vomiting while they were asleep. It's just they were partying too much, and he could have lived. I'm not saying that's the message.
Yeah, but Belushi, I mean, when Belushi died, he was beyond the partying stage of his addiction.
No, I think he was really in bad shape. Lenny, he reminded me of Lenny Bruce, in the end where the actual heroin addiction, and he was on speedballs. It's just tough to overcome that.
Yeah. Except Belushi was 100% unpersecuted.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's it wasn't Lenny Bruce's story, Belushi wasn't fighting. Belushi wasn't fighting against anything but himself and his actor ego, really.
Right. I understand what you're saying. I thought you meant that, the image of him has been persecuted.
No, I mean Belushi himself in life went completely unpersecuted, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he
was completely encouraged on every level.
Right, but that is so true about it. It's like, I've never been in a situation where when I was feeling my best, I could take all the acid I wanted, and if I had done it in college, I probably would be dead, because I did take acid every single time I wanted.
Yeah.
No, every single time I could find it in college. So I do remember being a wilder person, and, but it's just a weird thing, because like, Jimi Hendrix is someone who I love more the more I learn about the music. I mean, I never really loved the show part. I haven't seen a lot of stuff that doesn't involve the show part, so I haven't seen a bunch of it, but the music is so amazing.
Yeah.
To me. He just seemed like he was born in his own time period or something. I'm not good with this.
No, well,
I should probably.
But I mean, that's what makes special artists.
Yeah.
And that I think there's a bigger through line between probably Hendrix and Belushi than there is between Belushi and Lenny Bruce, frankly.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And, all these stories have their own particular,
but ultimately, I mean, the drugs take over the story,
they do. And what I'm saying is I can relate to it because I can relate to smoking pot too much. I can relate to why people do it.
I can relate to why too, but that's sort of besides the point. Yes, we all like getting high, but when it takes over your life completely, then it's an entirely different conversation. When you are powerless over it rather than just making the bad decision over and over, it's a different thing.
Yeah. I guess I'm thinking like, I'm kind of like projecting a hypothetical thing of if I was at a certain age where all this came to me, it might be harder for me to be even able, because I feel like I'm healthier now than I was when I was younger, and I made more mistakes then, so I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying, no one's blaming Jimi Hendrix for being dead, so I'm not making much of a point.
Right.
I do just think it's endlessly fascinating though, and the fact that that's so many brilliant people, but that's part of rock and roll's history. I guess, I don't know. If you looked at all the history of all artists, I'm sure that it's pretty, drama filled, mostly. Save me from this, somehow. Say something like, boy, is it gonna rain? I heard.
No, I'm just trying to actually have the conversation, but you're making it hard.
Well, I always kind of make it hard, but only because I thought I lost the thread of what I was saying.
Yeah. But, ultimately, I came away with the same feelings I've always had, which is, it's too bad he couldn't pull it out,
Yeah.
It's not heroic or tragic to me. It's just like fucked up.
I do feel when I was younger, I was more in love with not the fact that the people died, but more in love with the drama part of it, which I don't think, I can't even explain what I'm saying. It's almost like.
Well, no, because you had to romanticize these people to make it.
Yes, you had to romanticize. But that's the point. Yeah. Right.
I mean, because their image when alive was romanticized, so their death must be the romantic conclusion to that,
Yeah. And it also depends on the person too, because like Jim Morrison, I think he has not stood the test of time.
Right.
Jimi Hendrix, I think, has. You don't hear more. I mean, you can see where Hendrix was going, and you can see where Jim Morrison was going. And so you could see that death cut off probably a lot of great stuff for Jimi Hendrix.
Yes. If we're going,
so much for Jim Morrison.
Going on the bigger waist scale, Hendrix blows Morrison out of the water. Really.
But Jim Morrison was already becoming a pain in the ass. Well, he was a pain in the ass, kind of.
Yeah, no.
It's so hard because Brian Wilson could have died early, and Brian Wilson didn't come up with a bunch more. I'm glad Brian Wilson is here.
Right.
And it's such a weird thing. It's like these people who died, like James Dean, you can never think of them outside of their age. And that's what makes it just so, you'll never be able to get behind that because there is nothing else behind it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, what would have happened is Belushi would have stopped being cool at some point.
Yeah.
The same way everyone else who had that trajectory kind of stopped being cool after a certain point.
Exactly. I think the people who are most interesting are the people who, to me, are the people who can relate what they went through. So I always love, I could watch Carrie Fisher talk anytime I watch her talk.
Right.
Because she went through so many things.
Yeah, Belushi apparently wasn't that. He didn't have that ability.
Right. I could see that. Yeah. Well, in fact, he had kind of the image was misogynistically or, kind of misogynist and that kind of thing, like all those guys. Was that explored or?
Yeah, I mean, his misogyny especially. And then I think it was Annie Bates or someone saying, anyone who's pointing fingers at him needs to look in the mirror too, because they were all sexist.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, men can't.
But apparently, but Jane Curtin has talked a bunch of times about how ruthlessly sexist he was.
Yeah. And that's where he was just extreme. I mean, to me.
I mean, he was like my first hero in many ways.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, the scene to me, if you had to take one scene that sums up someone's energy, it doesn't really, but the scene in Animal, maybe it sums up the time or something. But the idea of him breaking that guitar, Stephen Bishop's guitar.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was the greatest. He was hilarious. I guess I'm most impressed by the Saturday Night Live stuff because I think he did so many characters. I don't know how many he did, but I seem to have enjoyed all of them.
Right. Yeah, there were misses, but for the most part, he did good.
Well, I can't think of any misses. Well, I like the samurai thing and I like the bees.
Yeah, the bees, there were some bees misses.
Yeah.
First season.
Right. Did they have any good footage of Lorraine Newman?
No, not really.
That's not good.
I don't think she was one of the interviews.
I don't know what to say. What do I have to say? I don't have to sum it up.
You don't have to say anything.
I still am going to watch it. How long is it? About an hour and a half? That's what I think.
Then yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
All right.
Right?
Sure.
90 minutes? Is it coming under 90 minutes?
Just will it into existence.
I think if I ever do have a breakdown, it's going to be like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing good. I'm a handsome fella. Right, Josh?
John, I understand you've done 2 more films during the last year.
Yeah. Getting Gracie graduated was one. And the other one was, I won't be twisting this Christmas because her boyfriend's back in town.
Now, I won't be twisting or just twisting as it's called in the trades now.
Twisting. It's twisting.
Yes.
It's a youth movie.
Uh-huh. And you're playing Chubby Checker, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you've worked with some pretty big stars, I guess, over the past year. Actually, the past couple of years because of your connection with Saturday Night.
Yeah. I'll be working with Baryshnikov in a ballet movie. I'll be his pal,
Ballet Buddies, it's called?
Ballet Buddies, and we are like, two guys who try to pick up girls and stuff, and then we have to practice 8 hours a day and things like that. And it's a fun thing for me because I don't know anything about dancing, and he can't speak English, so it's gonna be interesting.
No, just check every connection.
Okay. You know what? I just felt something in my heart. Huh? It was love for you, Josh. On this turkey day, I send you love and uncomfortable sexual energy and a penis that doesn't work.
God bless us, everyone. How are you?
Good.
Good.
I am good.
I'm glad.
I'm good because I'm on time, relatively on time, relatively. And I was, and that's sad to be that. That's sad that would make someone feel good.
Well, it's nice that you can peak at the end of the day. So.
Why are we doing it at the end of why are we going up at the end of the sentences now?
I don't know. Why are we?
I don't think we are. People do that on public radio, and then there was a big backlash against people saying, stop doing it, and I could see both sides of it. But there were a lot of people who talk like this in public radio, and they go up, and now you don't hear it that much anymore. I think because people made fun.
I think it was that Saturday Night Live sketch 20 years ago.
I don't watch
the sweaty balls sketch.
I don't watch other comedy. So if you're trying to pin something,
what do you mean by what do you mean by other comedy? Is what I want to know.
Oh, you know, I actually know. I know that sweaty balls reference, but I really don't know what it refers to. I think it's when Will Ferrell and those guys were on the show, right?
Yeah, that was a Molly Shannon and a Gas Dyer sketch that.
I remember what's his name, the handsome guy was on there. Alec Baldwin was on there once.
Yeah, he was the sweaty balls guy.
But okay, I think I remember liking, is that the bit where they're both talking softly? Because I like that bit.
Yeah, they were the
I enjoyed that.
The public radio cooking show.
Well, but how did Sweaty Balls get into it?
Well, Pete Sweaty from the Sweaty Bakery brought it.
I'm laughing already, and you're just explaining it to me.
Yeah.
That, to me, my friend, is good comedy.
Yeah.
Well, Josh.
It's Thanksgiving Eve.
That's right. You're not going to top me this year with the cooking. Go ahead.
Are you cooking?
No. Are you ready? You ready? Pheasant under glass is the appetizer.
Wow. What kind of glass are you using?
Farberware.
Okay.
Is that a name?
It is, but not for this.
Okay. And then it's going to be, foie gras. No, I don't even want to get into that. It's going to be, I ran out of funny.
Yeah.
I didn't have funny. I ran out of examples.
All right.
What would be dangerous to have? I'm going to have the blowfish that if you cook it the wrong way, you can die.
All right.
We're having that.
Yes, and I'm doing it.
And I'm doing it. So that's
from a YouTube video.
And I have to remember, because I'm dyslexic, is this the part you eat? Is this the part you don't eat?
I hate to waste food. Oh.
First of all, how good is that blow? I mean, you have to tell me, how good is it? How good is it?
I don't know. I'm not, I don't know if if it is such a delicacy that it's worth the risk.
No.
Or if there's just such a, danger,
right.
Gourmet club sort of, vibe.
I bet that's true. It's just like me on my 40th birthday. I said, Josh, throw me out of a plane. I don't even want to be thrown out of a plane, but this is the kind of risks I want to take now.
But it's like one of those things where it's like, some people are doing it just because they heard that the chef has to kill himself if he does it wrong.
I don't know that. And I don't know that. Is that rumor or is that really true?
Well, that's the, I don't know. I
think the whole thing is a phony
that's
samurai.
part of the Japanese, tradition of the pufferfish.
I think they're having some fun with us.
Maybe.
Pufferfish was my porn name.
Really?
I told you about drinking during the show.
Because it was inflated and spiky?
Yeah. What? Well, hey, I got a new one. I came up with this today. You ready? Wait, what? You ready? It's 2 parts. Ready?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
You like it?
I do. I'm going to put it on my 2020 bingo card.
I bet you didn't have that on your Who's Gonna Die First card. I bet that's when I die. I want you to say something like that.
Okay, I will.
Hey, you know what's interesting? I had him on the Who's Gonna Die First card because he was 25 years older than me. Josh, how you feeling? You upset about anything?
I had age 65 in the pool.
I mean, Josh, you had such a long relationship with him, but you don't look sad. Look, you knew he was gonna die first.
After the first 25 years, he just sort of cycled stuff. So.
Yes. And let me ask you a question. Did he get that much more enjoyable as he aged?
That's right.
No. Oh, Josh, that's pretty intense. I can't believe that you would talk. Oh, is the movie Mank about the Mank we know? I mean, the Mank's,
grandfather.
People?
Grandfather.
It looks like a great movie.
Yeah, he says it is. Josh.
Oh my
Josh
God.
Mank says it is.
I'm not someone who normally, and it is normally, Asshole. I looked it up. An idiot.
In the dictionary?
I don't usually go gaga over trailers. I mean, it's not that I go gaga. I mean, I just thought that was an excellent trailer. I mean, you could say it was completely orchestrated, but it got me interested in the person.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Gary Oldman.
Sure.
And I'm bored. I think, is it on yet or is it coming next week?
I think it comes in December.
Okay. And I also want to see the trial of how was the Chicago 7? I want to see that.
It's not so great.
Oh, wait a second. Don't tell me I want to see that.
Okay.
It's really not that good?
It's not so great.
Was it overhyped?
We talked about it a few weeks back, but that's okay. I'll go back. I'll circle back
for me. Pull it out of the fire. You know what? It'd be fun for people who also have a problem like me. They don't listen to the podcast.
Remember when I said it's like Sacha Baron Cohen is playing Eric Bogosian playing Abby Hoffman?
Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that, but I don't remember the movie.
It was that one.
Wow. Okay. Well, I can't see, but
it's okay. It's just very Aaron Sorkin, and it's very. And it's.
Yes.
It's not.
Oh, Keaton's in it, right?
Yeah, and he's good in it.
Yeah.
It's not. Keaton. No one's bad in it. It's just not. It's the script that's the problem. Like, what's that smell? It's coming from the monologue.
Hey, I just watched the first half of that movie.
Did you?
And I fucking loved it.
I love it so much.
I was very hard on myself for not liking. I think it's because I'm secretly anti-Semitic because of my own Jewishness.
Yeah.
I'm afraid people are going to tell me, you're just like that Mark Lynn Baker, but he was actually very good.
He was.
There was nothing for me to complain about.
He was trying to be cute harder than you, even.
Yeah. What a good movie. But I'm only halfway through.
Did you get to Rookie Karoka yet?
Yeah, I can't even believe it. I was like, oh my God, it's like coming out of a coma. You start to appreciate the podcast references. I love that guy. Who is that guy?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's
he got
hilarious.
really, I was actually watching in the credits and he got really low listing in the credits.
Oh my God.
He might have been someone who they discovered, you know, they might have hired him to just walk around in the background and then he got funny. You know?
I know. To me, the idea of an ex-boxer who's ironing, I'm in. He had me at him ironing.
Sure.
And then he's upset. I could take him. He goes, I could take him right now, he says.
Right. Look what you did to Rookie.
Oh, who's that?
You got him upset. That's Lainey Kazan.
That lady's great.
That's Lainey Kazan.
Oh, that woman is fantastic. I think now she's a woman I had an early crush on. I still want her.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Don't tell her about my penis.
She's probably very available now.
Don't tell her about my penis. Oh, listen to you, ageist. Do you walk around saying things that, like, I want my own agency? Because they never used to say that. I'm looking for my own agency.
No, I just want an agent.
I actually kind of figured that out as you said it. That's a good feeling. What does that mean? I'm a genius? Yes.
I guess.
It does mean that. It does.
If that's the level that I'm operating at, I guess so.
Hey, look, I don't know if you're operating. Oh, I don't know if you know this, is that Dennis Miller is, I talked about it in the majority. Did we talk about this? That he's retiring from comedy?
Is he backdating that?
Oh. Write that down for our next year. We got when he's gone, we'll still get a couple of more out of him.
Retroactive to 2000.
Yeah. He said that. Here's what he said. If you can stand it, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Because it was sent to me, highlighted.
Yeah.
His episode where he reveals, look, it's over now, I think, he's spreading the word. I've gotten rid of all my social media and, I'm done.
I just sold my $30 million compound in Santa Barbara. I've got a cushion.
Little cushion. Little FU money. That's a lot of FU money.
I can't, I can't abide by the stolen election.
He doesn't go that far. He goes, look, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. These people. And here's my advice for you, Chachi. If you're at a party and someone starts talking the way you know what I'm talking about, and you know that just don't talk about it. Forget it. There's no winning with these people. What does he even believe? But he's had it. Right. And the thing that I think is funny is that Nah, don't worry. We're going to do a few more of the podcast. Who the fuck is listening to his podcast?
I don't know.
Who knows he has a podcast? Why does he think he has a podcast in the sense of a professional operation going over there?
I think there's just people listening to it so they can like forward it to you and this, and the whatever report and the.
Can I ask you a question? I know I hate when people do that. Why is he depressed? Obviously I know the answer. He's a miserable person. He's just miserable.
Because I'm not capable of happiness in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but Dennis, you were funnier when you used it for jokes. That's what we like.
Well, it was a lot more fun when people bought into my whole superiority thing.
Well, people thought you were very, very smart.
Right. I liked it.
Do you think that was an illusion of
Now
some
there's
kind?
been some sort of Faustian backlash.
Now, wait a second. Stop right there. Do you know who Faust really is? I don't.
Yeah, he's the guy from the book Faust.
No. But I don't know. So you could tell me, what was his deal, Faust?
He made a little deal with Beelzebub.
I just think this is so great. I love it. I don't know about Faust. He doesn't know about Faust. But I don't walk around talking about a Faustian bargain, babe. It's like Jules Verne took a shoe off, hit himself in his head, became back at the Christian.
Talking to Faust is like the 10th level of Dante's Inferno. I think there's only 9.
Were you doing some clicking? Were you doing some clicking?
I don't know.
Did you click on that?
I didn't click.
I've never clicked on anything during our show. You know why? Because I'm not capable of multitasking.
My hands are not even on the computer.
I'm masturbating. Is that wrong?
Well, it's wrong in terms of you're results oriented.
Hey, fellas, if you wouldn't mind, I want to pull a tube in? Well, we don't have that much time for you to masturbate since you can't. Oh, no. It goes off. It just doesn't move.
Wow.
I think it may just be melting.
You just said wow, out of character. Totally out of character. It made you drop your character.
It really did.
To hear me do one more, and the image of it.
Yeah.
Liquid coming out of a soft mass.
Why? Why is this okay? Why is this okay? It's not okay.
If you let your wife listen to this show, it's curtains for you. It's curtains. I will dox you so hard.
This is not okay.
Okay, we'll take it out then. Are you going to take it out?
No.
Okay.
No. People need to know.
I'm happy. I think I'm happy because it's a holiday. I've never had this holiday before, Josh.
No.
I've never been in town like this. Well, I have before. I got sick a couple of years and in the old days, but it's been
you haven't
years.
You haven't had 6 weeks of dread that usually lead up to Thanksgiving.
Right. Now, the cause of it. Why am I feeling less stressed? Why do I feel there's more giddy up?
Who cares? Who cares? Why pull at that thread?
There's no reason to talk about the fact that my mother.
No, there's not.
No, I'm telling you. Did you forget the date? March 10th, March 20th. Why this voice?
I don't know.
No, without getting Sammy Maudlin, this is the first Thanksgiving I'll be without my mom and sister. So that's crazy.
It is.
That is crazy. So I've gotten sad from the usual sad things like when this would come up in anyone's life. I'm not special.
No, they're all the firsts are hard.
Yeah. Also, no, I've talked about this before. No home in Queens, no place to go back to really. But I'll go to my brother's house next year, and that will be it'll feel like in a sense like it's the only remaining family. That's been
my situation for 20 years.
Yeah.
So.
What am I complaining about? I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining, right?
But now I go to my brother's house and visit my parents' stuff.
Why did he get? Oh my God! This is great. I would love routines based on him being your fang. He took all the stuff. Yeah, love to.
No, I abdicated all the stuff to him because he was in the same city as it.
And also is more family oriented.
Yeah, he has kids
like
to pass stuff down to. Elon couldn't give a shit about it. So.
Right. But I would have taken that goddamn, if I was related in part of this scenario, I would have taken that silver out of the house so fast your head would spin.
Yeah.
You'd be seeing it on eBay the next day in
That's
Minnesota.
right.
Estate sale. Andy Kindler.
No, he got
I don't know
all the passed down stuff.
Did you keep, is there anything that you had sentimental?
Oh yeah, I
connection
find
to?
plenty of things, but I was more in the mind of this thing represents a whole bunch of stuff, and this thing represents a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
I was going more for totems than anything practical.
My therapist did point out to me this week, and I think she has a point. She did say to me, not about the podcast, but she did say to me, "Why are you laughing?" So, when I was telling her something really horrible that happened when I was a kid, and I followed up by, she goes, "Why are you laughing?" And I had to face the fact that there was a certain amount of defense mechanism about it.
All right. I would even say she knew.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Josh. No, I should send her a card. Nice psychotherapizing. Dear Stephanie, I'm contacting you out of our session to say, good job on that, what I was thinking about in the deepest part of me. Work. See you next Tuesday. Actually, I'm not doing this as a joke. I do call her on Tuesdays.
I know, that's true.
Yeah, because I hate that that's become, I don't like anagrams in general.
All right. I didn't even catch the see you next Tuesday.
Thank you. But what you did probably catch was me starting to get scared that I said the wrong thing about my therapist.
Right.
And now I won't have therapy anymore. So it's 4 years in and you're still scared you'll lose it.
Why aren't I laughing?
Hey, don't make me say touche. I'll do it too. Touche.
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 Touche. Are you do you have DirecTV or do you have Spectrum?
I have Spectrum.
All right, I know that's going to be,
or as I like to say, I'm on the spectrum.
I know. I just keep thinking about that. It's such a weird name because that's what you think of first, is being on the spectrum. But who's your favorite of the two funny guys who are one guy's pitching this thing and the other guy's just saying weird things. He's just nuts.
I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Yes, you do. You don't know about it because it goes right through you. What goes through you fast? Hot sauce? You can't, it has no effect on your brain at all. It's totally neutral unless you're like me and that's all you can focus on. And also this, why am I getting texts during our show?
I don't know.
Don't hang up on me.
You're getting a lot of them and they're loud.
I know. And the thing is, here's what happens, Josh. I turn them off every night. I turn it off every night.
Yeah.
Like I just did. And then I don't remember to turn it back on. And that's how I missed, guest hosting Jeopardy. It's like stuff like that because I forgot to turn it back on.
I see.
I mean, do you know when your phone's on at all?
My phone's always on, but it's always on vibrate.
Oh wait, but you know that stuff. I'm from the generation of that television commercial.
Yeah.
Okay, we all know where the mute button is. I don't have that. Yes. Am I still stopping TV to watch that commercial every time?
Every time.
Well, they gotta make more. They gotta make more of them. But then
I'm having a big lunch and then just a snack for dinner.
And the best thing is the way her huge phone comes into the frame. And how she's so clueless. I love it so much.
I know.
I love it as much as,
me.
No, I love it. I put him up there with cotton candy grape. The cotton candy. I come back here every year. I was afraid they were going to be closed because I was in a Tennessee Williams play. But I come back every year for the cotton candy grapes. What are you here for, sir? What kind of a vegetable or fruit do you have a hankering for? Where am I? What did I segue out of her?
You went into a little, you brought out your entire menagerie.
Yes, well, hello. This is my
the southern gentleman grocery clerk, which I haven't heard from in a long time.
So pleased to make your acquaintance, sir. Would you be interested in the cotton candy grapes? I may not get there with you. I guess he's like a Martin Luther King grape. You're going to eat the cotton candy grapes. Dear Thought Spiral, I don't enjoy when Andy uses Martin Luther King as a foil for his stupid jokes.
Andy's having an actual Thanksgiving acid trip tonight.
It's like an acid trip. You know what's never an acid trip? When someone says it's like an acid trip. And then I fell down and I started to throw up. It was like an acid trip.
I was talking to Meryl Marco today on the other podcast.
Cool.
And the acid is what the key word that spun me off in this direction. And she was talking about how she went to a couple of the Kesey acid tests back in the day.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And she dropped?
She did not take acid and she left early both times, she said. She said, one of the things I loved that she said was, I was the kind of person who had to go to everything and then I left everything early.
I don't know if we've mentioned it before. Her book is fantastic. I love it.
We have, yes.
Okay.
But you can't mention it enough. It's called We Saw Scenery and it's really great. It's a graphic
Is that
novel.
what she was talking about on the podcast?
Yeah, largely.
Yeah.
But she was talking about, how when she was a kid at Berkeley, she went to the acid test and she swiped a poster off the wall, one of the times she was there. And, she found it recently and like put it up in the background of a Zoom promoting her book, I think. And, people just kept asking her, is that an acid test poster? And like about nothing else, just the acid test poster. And the upshot was she sold it for $20,000.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's a good end of a story. But I would see, I read the book and I was surprised not surprised, because I think she did try some drugs, but I bet she never tried acid.
I didn't get into it, but she didn't at the actual acid test, apparently.
Oh yeah, that would be hard to resist, but I would have been.
But she was just saying how it's like, she said, you saw the Grateful Dead all the time. You saw Janis Joplin all the time.
Oh my God. I know. It's so amazing.
It wasn't a standout experience.
Yeah, she was born in 1949 and she grew up, I forgot where she grew up in Florida and then she moved to the Bay Area.
Moved a couple times.
Nah, see? Hey,
Nah.
Josh, I'm working on my Edward G. Robinson, see?
Yeah.
Funny?
See? Meryl Marco, see?
I didn't know until I told her that today. I didn't know until that book that she was Jewish even.
Oh, it's weird that you say that because I think I've known it and then didn't know it, then known it and didn't know it about 25 times.
Yeah. That sounds like you.
I love the boyfriends that didn't know they were her boyfriends. Those are my favorites.
Yeah.
When she was in junior high school.
Right. Including the Nazi.
Oh, that's the best story. That is the best story. And some stories are embellished. Well, not real. I don't think she embellishes, but that story is not embellished to me. That she really had no.
No, I don't think she embellished.
Knowing.
It's based on her diary. I mean, she's actually reacting to what was in her diary.
Oh, you buy that Hollywood bullshit? The world's stupidest, angriest man. Oh, you buy that Hollywood bullshit that she does her own diary?
So are you cooking?
Come on, Josh.
Are you cooking tomorrow?
What?
Are you doing Thanksgiving tomorrow?
No, Josh, don't hang up on me with a cooking question. Was it, you were going to do that, right?
No, I was asking, are you actually doing anything for Thanksgiving?
Josh, it's not funny. It isn't funny. There's nothing funny about you sounding like you're hosting a daytime morning show. Okay. We are cooking. We had a turkey breast that we froze, and we've decided that that's what we're going to cook. So we're going to cook a turkey breast, large turkey thing in a crock pot.
Huh. All right.
Susan, believe me, Susan knows what she's doing.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm doing, so don't worry about it.
Right.
I know, as I said it doesn't sound like a thing that people gather around for.
A frozen turkey breast in a crock pot? No, it sounds good. Oh.
Yeah. No, it's nice, Choo-Choo. It makes me happy I gave up comedy.
I have 2 turkey breasts brining in buttermilk right now, and I have 2 turkey breasts brining in a water-based brine right now. I'm roasting 2 of them, and I'm smoking 2 of them.
That's unbelievable. But I stopped watching The Simpsons a long time ago, but isn't there a guy who's always showing off isn't there like a neighbor who's always isn't that what you're doing? Your flanger, what's the guy's name?
Flanders.
Yeah, you flandering me?
Hadley,
Whoa,
baby.
hello.
No, that's not actually his character, but
Oh. Well, who's the guy who says, maybe it's you. You're the character.
maybe it's me. Maybe it's me.
Oh, what are you doing tomorrow? Oh, that sounds
I was
great,
just trying
Andy.
to turn the conversation to something I found interesting, and then it just it fell off the
Isn't
rails.
that interesting? I worked my ass off for 30
Well,
minutes.
the reason I asked is because I was what I'm doing, because we're not obviously gonna gather in any way tomorrow.
I know.
So I'm doing takeout meals for the people who would normally gather.
Oh my God. So explain to me
So
the
I was
different
going
ways
to
of
offer you a takeout meal,
my
but
God.
you got.
What am I going to
But
turn
you've
it?
got
No,
you've
wait.
got a
I'm
frozen
sorry.
turkey breast in a crock pot.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I insulted you in any way. Please do not keep me away from your great food, sir. Kind sir.
There's no reason to stop.
Well,
me from
apparently
having
it's
the
too
food.
douchey for you. Sorry.
Who gave you a fucking bagel when nobody would give you a bagel
In this town.
in this town? Did you ever have a goddamn Utopia Parkway bagel before I pulled into town?
Do you want some food tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, I'll call
But
it.
not if it's going to take anything from anybody else.
It won't. I'm making a shit ton of food, so I'll call.
Oh.
I'll be in touch.
That sounds fantastic. Now, I haven't checked with Susan, but who would be against food?
Right. You
Yeah,
can always
so it sounds
supplement
great.
it. You can always, take the turkey and
Yeah.
then use it as backup for when you open the crock pot.
And I'm not asking for sides, but what do you got going on with the sides?
I got my famous stuffing, which you can eat, but Susan can't, unfortunately.
Oh, it's glutened?
Well, it's bread.
Yeah. Well, okay. You're using that form of gluten. That's not the kind that bothers her.
Right. It's
The
actually,
kind that bothers her it comes out of axles. Sorry,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay. And I got the cream corn, my famous cream corn, which I believe you've had, yes?
I think so.
I got the cranberry relish. I got the smoked turkey and the roast turkey. I bought a shit ton of Brussels sprouts. I don't know exactly what to do in terms of the to-go aspect of those.
Oh, I see. Are you roasting them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Well, I'll take anything you give me, but I'll take anything you don't give me too. I'm not picky.
like, do you want Brussels sprouts, that you can just put on a sheet pan and toss in olive oil and roast?
Oh, that would be great too.
All right.
Oh, you sounded upset then.
No,
Dan.
no, I'm just making a mental note.
What kind of a horrible mother and father did I have that you go, huh, okay. You go, huh, okay. I go, what did I do now? What
You
the fuck did-
flinch, right?
What did I do now, asshole? You know what? You can keep your Brussels sprouts. Hey, have you ever heard about Cosby? Didn't Cosby do Brussels sprouts material?
Not that I recall.
Don't you do Cosby now?
I don't recall the Brussels sprouts. I remember the chocolate cake. I remember the kids loved it when I made the chocolate cake. That is great. Give us a chocolate cake. But I don't do a Brussels sprouts bit.
Are you going to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving from television's dad again this year?
I'd like to wish you all from the Hoosgow a happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Boy, you certainly has affected. You sound more upbeat than Cat Stevens.
I am going to re-record to my brother Russell, who I slept with.
Oh my God.
With my cellmate Russell.
I would categorize this as scathing. This is scathing. Oh, that's funny.
But I don't do Brussels sprouts.
I bet you can't stay in the Cosby character for 13 more seconds. I bet you fall out of it. That's how.
I would just sit here and eat my Jell-O pudding until the 13 seconds are all done.
How much time do you have left in jail?
I have 13 more seconds here in my prison cell.
Why don't you hang up on yourself, Bill Cosby?
And cold turkey's good to keep ready in the refrigerator at any time. In the same way you can have ever ready that other guest insurance, a cold ham. And about midnight, there may be an extra meal slipped in for turkey nibblers only. A fine roast turkey ready in the refrigerator. That's eating. That's living.
Wonderful, wonderful turkey.
Why, good. I'm so glad.
And the turkey came out great. Susan had a recipe for her crock pot.
Oh, the crock pot.
It's fantastic.
Good.
I took pictures of it for you so you can see it's all browned up.
Yeah.
I don't understand how crock pot works, but Susan's always been a big fan.
It's a very wet way to cook.
Yeah, but it came out like, it didn't come out like soup. Is that what you're implying? No, you're not implying. And then the cream corn was great. And then I love that kind of stuffing because the stuffing, I like stuffing that's not like, mushy.
Yeah. It's pretty rustic, my stuffing.
Well, rustic, but not like, I wouldn't say it's artisanal.
I don't know.
I like that word.
The pine nuts, the Italian sausage.
Wait a second. I didn't get no sausage.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, then it must be still on the, thing. Oh, it's just, it's cut up. You know, I'm a vegetarian, you know?
Bingo! Friday! All comedies on sale.
So did you not eat my turkey?
Of course I ate your turkey.
Okay.
I was eating your turkey. Didn't you see I put a picture of it online, or are you so busy?
I did, but now I was thinking maybe that was Susan's crockpot turkey.
Oh, 4 minutes. We didn't eat till midnight.
Ah.
No, that's why your thing was so, first of all, I've never seen, first of all, I had a lot of embarrassing, should I tell you all the well, it's not that long a story, but, so I come up to, in my car.
Yeah.
And I see a person walking up into the, house. So I go, oh, that must be Josh. Doesn't look anything like you, and it's not you.
He looks a little like me. It's my nephew, but it's not by my blood. It's Allison's. No, that was my nephew is Connor. Dark hair.
Okay. I saw Connor, but who's the guy with the beard? Isaac?
That's Isaac. Yeah. That's my godson.
All right. So that was, okay. So Isaac is the one who I think.
So I had nephew, godson, stepson. Were my,
Well, you're just making up names now. I could go with fourth removed. All right, can you explain that to me quickly so I know in the future?
There were 3 different people there is my point.
I understand that. Yeah. One guy had a full beard who I think was Isaac.
That's my godson.
Was that Isaac?
Isaac, yes.
But he said I should know him.
He's a son of my friend Ken Bradley.
Okay.
And, I just think you've probably met him.
Okay, so very sweet. Everybody who I traumatized was sweet. So I come into your driveway. I think, oh, that's Josh. And I said, well, it's really rude to give him a little honk.
Yeah.
So I give him a honk by mistake, right?
Yeah.
By mistake. See, I'm already lying. I didn't give him a honk by mistake.
Yeah.
A mistake is you fall into the horn.
Right. You brushed it with your elbow. Yeah.
Right. No, I went, oh, is it Josh? Is it not Josh? Is it not? Beep, 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 boop, boop. So he turns around and I have a conversation with him. I said, oh, you go ahead of me. I don't even know when I'm there. Why don't I just sit in my stupid car and stop bothering people? But anyway, you had a whole thing going on there.
I had a lot of to-go action. I was like one of those DoorDash ghost kitchens.
and increasingly strange to go, like I had a wicker to-go bucket. I don't know. You put the cream corn in a wicker bucket for me to go.
Yeah, I wanted there to be a time pressure. That was my way of saying eat it while it's hot.
And how do you get plastic with extra PBA in it or whatever it is?
I order it special from North Korea.
So, we're there. So I got home and, anyway, did I finish the story? All good food. And then later on that night, we had Susan's, we ate about midnight, which for us is a world's record.
Right.
And, we had, my specialty, which is Susan's specialty, which is green beans, it's a whole long thing. Green beans, bacon, and it's like tomato sauce, and it's good. And then we had stuff. It was delicious. And I had caramel ice cream cake.
Oh, good.
What desserts did you have over there?
We had no desserts.
Was nobody there after that time period where everyone came?
Everyone was just coming to
food?
pick up food, yeah.
And would all those people normally come to the house?
Yes.
So it was
Isaac
just
was taking it for he and his girlfriend. Connor was taking it for he and my mother-in-law.
So
you
nice.
You were taking it for you and Susan. Did Susan eat?
Yes, she ate. Thank God she ate then because it gave us both energy. Otherwise, he would have been asleep.
Yeah.
I made the green beans the night before on Wednesday. And moving back, Andy, now last year, this will be my story like Jay Thomas used to tell on Letterman.
Yeah.
Tell that story again, Andy, about how you made green beans. Oh, also, Susan enjoyed the cranberry.
Oh, good.
I'm not a cranberry fan, but I might have some today. You know, just because I'm feeling loosey-goosey.
It's a pretty good, I gotta say, it's a solid cranberry sauce.
Now,
because I'm not a big fan of the medium usually.
I know. Well, have you ever made something, is that from that's not from fresh cranberries, is it?
Yes, of course it is.
First of all, here's what I want people to know. Susan and we prepared food for two of us. We started, last Thanksgiving. No, we started the night before and we still didn't eat till midnight. You made a whole stuffing tray for me. How do you make a million different things, cranberries from, and keep it going, keep it moving, keep the line moving?
It's an ADD challenge. I gotta tell you that much.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not, well, but you don't have ADD, right?
I do.
Oh, that's right. We've talked about this a million times. So do you
but
put a thing in
someone else does too, so it didn't take.
But I mean, to me, ADD is, did I put that thing in the oven, I never took it out. You don't have that part of it.
Well, yeah, when you've got 6 different dishes going,
I can't even believe
you have to
it.
just stay on task constantly or you get thrown off.
You gotta have a film crew in there.
My body hurts, I have to say, from cooking for like 8 hours.
But the important thing is that everyone was gone, and you and Allison were able to have another romantic Thanksgiving evening.
Well, our kid was there too, so.
Okay, I withdraw the question.
No, the only thing I didn't do right is I fucked myself out of leftovers.
Do you want me to bring them over?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Well, first of all, I heard you told me you don't like leftovers.
Well, Thanksgiving is a bit of an exemption on that, but.
And can I say this then? You idiot.
Well, I added some other people at the last minute.
But you gave me more stuffing than I could for 9 people. Are you out of stuffing?
Yeah, because I sent it home with Elon.
Okay, I'll run it right over now.
I don't want it back.
I know you don't. That's hence the rub, or whatever they say when they say hence the rub.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope you all had a good day, even though it was weird and isolated and, or unless you were stupid, in which case I hope the odds went in your favor.
In other words, like you expose yourself?
If you flew to a big family gathering in another state and gathered with your family in an indoor space.
Right.
You're on the dumb list at this point.
You're dead to us. Hope you're safe.
No, we can't afford that, Andy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
just take our scolding.
3 Hail Marys.
I was talking to someone on my text and, I don't want to out them, but they had gone to another state to meet with elderly people. And, they said they quarantined for 2 weeks and got a couple tests. And I just said, yeah, well, I canceled mine because I wanted to reserve the right to be judgmental.
Well, were they helping the poor?
They weren't helping the poor, but they were visiting the elderly, if that's anything. That seems to be kind of working against them. But
well, I think we both know I could not have done anything like that.
No, you couldn't come in my house.
I know I couldn't. I know it was, but I was able to honk to the person who was going in.
Yeah, that was
thinking it was you.
Yeah. That's why he ran in my house going, oh, someone's out there.
That's a sad statement about me. That's frightening?
You're terrifying.
Oh, okay. I gotta keep that down. I'm here now. Here's my philosophy of life. I'm here now. I'm not trying to cause any problems, but I'm here.
Would you want to get to some question?
Or are they going to be like, is it spicy? Because you said it was like Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Let's get some questions.
Yeah.
That sounds like Adam Sandler.
A little bit.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. I'm just doing
I feel like something's wrong with something. I'm very happy about the sound of my voice. Very good.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Sort of Kim Carnesian.
Dude, is that Betty Davis eyes?
Yeah.
You've never said to anyone that their voice is very Kim Carnesian. Oh, that was good.
Natweet Bahara says, Andy, says, quote, Andy, I'm hearing Josh in my headphones is the new What's the Frequency Kenneth.
Are people always going to be making fun of my, well, why shouldn't they?
Well, no, that was Susan.
What?
Actually, that was Susan's cameo on last week's show.
Right, but I remember it, but I think that I am the butt of the jokes of the show because there's so many, every question, there's so many things to think about. That was an REM song, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm off to a great start.
All right, you're understanding things. That's good.
Yeah. Check.
Dan Wade says, here's the pitch for Andy's Focus Factor commercial. At the end, he turns into Albert Brooks.
I say, I like that joke.
I'm sorry. I actually should have gone. He turns into Albert Brooks is really how this.
Too soon ye? Yeah, and I will, and then I say, what am I I was going to do an Albert Brooks impression. But.
Fantastic tip!
Right now is you're saying that the commercial must be very effective because I can see the people's hair shriveling up.
All right. No, it doesn't actually shrivel up. It
shrivels out. It shrivels out?
It doesn't shrivel out, no.
It gets wild, right?
It blooms in full metal Einstein.
Is that like does Einstein prove that?
This would be curly Jew hair if you did the Albert Brooks.
Do you know that I briefly
it's a pill that makes you focus on your neuroses.
But can I ask you a question? I was with the Harlem Globetrotters. Do you know what part I played?
Curly Jew?
Yes, exactly.
I didn't think there was any other option.
Why am I coughing?
Meadowlark Jew hair? I don't know.
Do you think I'm going to have cancer? And then that'll be the thing people remember is my laugh cough?
Well, no, I think it's a good sign that you're thinking cancer instead of COVID with every cough now. I think that's really.
That is definitely.
Feels like you've adjusted.
That's an upgrade.
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm not afraid I got COVID. I just think I have cancer every day.
Yeah. See? Just the regular.
They say it's better now to have cancer because the lines are so long for COVID. Folks, don't take that as a joke. Just go on. Pretend you didn't hear it.
Well, Shucky Ducky, which by the way, I was alerted by one of our listeners, or more than one, that Shucky Ducky was a Herman Cain-ism.
Oh, it does make a sense. But but that's not part of the Uzbekistan speech.
It was Becky-Becky-stan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember it now as part of the Herman Cain montage. Shucky Ducky wrote about 6 or 7 questions here, and I just can't abide by that kind of filibuster. So I'm gonna.
We never made a rule, though.
No, I just but that's against convention. Even the 7 in a row. We
appreciate the effort. Thank you.
In other words, Shucky Ducky, no, you can't be a co-host of the show. But we'll do a sampling.
I just literally kicked a bucket under the table. Is that bad? Bad sign.
It's an omen of something.
Oh, please be nice about me when I'm dead. Of course, you'll be probably one of the few people who say, look, everybody stop saying terrible things.
Hey, he's dead, okay? Too soon ye, people.
Come on. He wasn't the worst human being that ever graced the stage.
I think you should have an open casket funeral just so people can lean in.
I love a whole line of people, and you can't really hear what they're saying, but they're like, hey.
That's right. Rest in peace. I said peace.
Here's the hey folks, sorry, but here's the $5 you owed me.
Here's a shucky ducky.
Yeah.
They've recast MASH, and Radar O'Reilly is now being played by Gilbert Gottfried. Wow. I wonder if Colonel Henry Blake still ends up in the Sea of Japan. Thoughts?
Well, you never can tell what Gilbert will do with it.
Well, tell him to put a mask on and we'll see.
Okay. Come on, Gilbert.
No. He's cast as Radar O'Reilly. Get into fucking character.
Oh, Radar. What? Radar. Get out of here. As you know, I've told you a million times, we're having goddamn surgery.
We need another 5-line or less actor to come in here and get this.
Okay. Radar, what's wrong?
No, Radar, put a mask on. For fuck's sake, we've done this 1,000 times. I told you at the beginning, tell him to put a mask on.
Radar, put a mask on. This is surgery. Meatball surgery, as we often say.
Can it? I just got this from I-Corps. It's bad news, people!
Stop yelling.
Henry Blake's plane, blammo, Sea of Japan, spun in, no survivors. Affleck!
See, I don't think that would have had the same effect.
Maybe not.
No. That's why Gilbert, as you know, that's why Gilbert Gottfried, you don't see him in a lot of dramas.
Shucky Ducky says, James Wood, Randy Quaid, and Dennis Miller walk into a bar. I'm having trouble with the punchline, but I'm pretty sure it involves being washed up assholes. Does Gregory Peck always catch the ball, or does he ever bobble? Wow, that's sort of stream of consciousness there.
Man, that's like you went into a kind of a trance. Say, take that. Don't you have to take that out, but I don't know what I meant. Oh, you went to a trance.
And finally, I'll give him one last one. Says, and he's doing now. This is meta because he's doing an impression of a Not Tweet Bahara question. So Not Tweet Bahara says, if Angry Bob Dylan and Surly Andy's Droopy got a little too tipsy over Thanksgiving dinner, how long before Godwin's Law would go into effect? Sorry, I'm bad at impressions.
Well, I don't have to be part of this, though, right?
No one does. I think it's just, it's a standalone.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a standalone.
Have you replaced one-off with a standalone? Because I like that.
No, they're two separate things.
Okay. Well, one-off means it's a one-off, and the standalone means it's a standalone.
There could be a series of standalones.
Right.
But a one-off, you're pretty much cut off.
Isn't a series of standalones a runner bit?
It could be, yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Shecky Flop Sweat says,
I really do like that name. Is that someone who was formerly, or someone new?
Well, he'll tell you who he is in the very question I'm about to read.
Oh!
Hey guys, and Andy's Droopy and everyone, long time. All the Alan Covert on episode 184. Oi, I am Scott Alan Covert, as you'll recall. It's like that 1962 movie about the fictional and unfortunately named Scott Adolf Hitler, starring Jackie Mason.
I do think that it's going to be one of those names that people are going to, it's going to be, do you want to be related to the person who bullied Andy? People will say.
Right. The second worst crime against Jews in history.
I don't remember that there was a Scott Alan Covert. There was a Covert before Alan Covert.
Well, Okay.
That was the most the most charitable response.
He's going with an ALAN, Alan, here, though.
Doesn't count.
Yeah. It does if you're just hearing it, though.
Anybody who spells it ALLEN is a Republican. I just found that out. Including Mel Allen. I don't know. I shouldn't have gone for Mel Allen. Nobody knows who Mel Allen is. You don't even know who Mel Allen was.
I love Mel Allen. Mel Allen. Here on This Week in Baseball.
I made Susan laugh with your Vin Scully.
Yeah?
Oh, she thought I did a good job with it. Apparently not. Apparently thought it was going to be a big guy. Apparently not.
Apparently they thought a crock pot was the place to cook a turkey. Anything but.
It came out very nicely, but
I'm sure it did. Did it have that, I was wondering, did it have the sort of more pot roasty kind of texture like you get at the, you often get like if you do a hot turkey sandwich at a diner, it's more that kind of.
Boy, is your face going to be red when you look up all the various.
I wasn't. I mean, that's a way to eat it. I was just wondering if that's if that was the target.
It was have you ever had turkey soup? That's what it was like. No, it was very good. And by the way, can you tell us how you make is the cream corn, how does the cream corn get made? Is it actual corn?
No, it's all a meat, artificial corn.
No, but I mean, do you shuck fresh corn?
I'll take you through it right now.
Okay.
You'll
take me through it.
Yeah. Do you have a food processor? Because that makes the whole thing a lot
That's
easier.
the thing that Susan thought you had.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have them, but we don't know how to use it.
Okay. Because you can do it with a grater, but it takes a lot longer, and there's some knuckle issues.
Okay. Oh, I don't want that. I already have misshapen upper knuckles on my fingers.
So you dice up like a big onion and most of a thing of celery. So you want about equal amounts of celery and onion, and you dice them up super fine. What I do is I dice them very coarsely and throw them in the food processor and make sort of a sluice almost. It's almost like an applesauce texture.
Wow.
And then I saute that in some butter.
Mm.
Well, you don't do that yet, but then you cut all I used for this recipe, I would say get like 12 ears of corn.
It's unbelievable. You're doing this while you're making a Boston cream pie, while you're doing a baked. I've never seen anybody work like you. It's just a miracle.
Well, thank you, sir. I don't think my work ethic has ever gotten such a compliment.
Because with Susan, we did it, we go, where'd you left the ears of corn in the car? Like that.
Right. So you got 12 ears of corn.
Right.
I buy them pre-shucked, nice and clean in the package of 4 in the produce section.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. I like that better too.
And you cut the corn off of 10 of the 12.
Okay.
And you throw that in the food processor. And you get, probably like the consistency of like a coarse hummus almost.
Ooh, do you say is that hummus?
Like hummus, yes.
My God, all of a sudden you became...
Depends where you are in the region.
Okay.
And so, so you have sort of, mostly broken down corn, and there's a lot of liquid. There's like a milky liquid that comes from the corn.
Right.
So you saute the onions and celery until they get pretty translucent. And then you dump that whole thing of corn in there and mix it up. So there's no cream and there's no dairy in it. It's just all the creaminess comes from the corn itself.
It is delicious.
And then you take the last 2 ears of corn, you put those in, you cut the corn off and put the whole kernels in there.
Ah, okay. I got you. Okay. So you have a whole mix of different varieties of corn in their different states.
Yeah. And salt everything along the way. Salt it at each stage.
Right.
And if it's an off, during the height of corn season when the corn's really sweet, don't add anything. This time of year, you might want to add a couple tablespoons of sugar to make it sweeten up a bit.
Is this in season for corn or no?
It's summer. It's not.
Okay, yeah.
So I did add some sugar to that one.
Yeah, well, it was fantastic.
Well,
And Susan loved the cranberries.
good. Another super easy recipe. 1 bag of cranberries, 1 tart apple, 1 sweet apple, 1 orange, food processed to a relish.
Oh.
And
I think we have
and about a quarter cup of sugar.
We have to learn how to use that food processor. Do you have courses?
It's really easy. Just take the big blade and use it for everything.
Oh my God. Something is wrong with
Just
us.
pulse a lot.
That's what my wife told me on our wedding night.
Uh-huh. She said, do you have a pulse?
I like any kind of joke that ends up with me not performing well sexually.
Well, there's a lot of roads to that. Seth Dick III says my iPad won't connect to my DirecTV DVR. Also, Mama Dick III may need a pacemaker. Any suggestions? I don't know. I hope Mama Dick III is okay. I hope my suggestion for her would get the upgrade with the defibrillator built in to the pacemaker.
Do you think Mama Dick is really sick? Because I thought it was a whole. Do you think there is a Mama Dick?
I think there probably has to be a Mama Dick.
Well, to have Seth Dick III, you mean?
Yes. It might be. It might be a fictionalized mother like you did, but
yeah. What did I do?
You made up this whole mother character.
That's not true, Josh. I told you never tell people that. My mother's actually our editor.
Right.
My mother's actually a completely boring person who doesn't have any of those characteristics. She doesn't say, Eddie, because Eddie, I'm no longer here. Okay. Are you going to tell me soon, Andy, enough with the jokes about your family?
Well, no. We may have a cross definition of what jokes are.
Okay. Well, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sous Vide has retweeted a David Crosby tweet and says, please answer this question from our man Cross, which is, I have a question. How did the word suck become a negative? Since it's obviously one of the best things on the planet. So David Crosby is, while his music may have evolved, his comedy is still in the mid-70s.
Well, I see him as the internet's curmudgeon.
Yeah, he likes the curmudgeon. He likes raiding joints.
I know he also likes smoking a preternaturally huge joints. I use the word incorrectly, but he goes with the blunt.
Yeah, the Boss Hijack joint.
Yeah. It's even too much for me.
Natri Bahara says, comedy club pie shop combination. Is this thing pecan? Comedy club seafood restaurant. Is this thing prawn? Comedy club German restaurant. Is this thing Ava Braun?
I'm using every one of those.
I would add the Cajun restaurant. Is this thing oignon?
I happen to love oignon. That could be our new hook. Is that the guy? Is that from the Prudo? The guy who looks like what's his name? Who looks like an actor?
The guy who looks like Dom DeLuise? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Does he say that?
No, it was like Justin Wilson or something. The Cajun. He did. It was like a Ruffles commercial that started his popularity.
Was he a chef?
He got cayenne pepper, onion.
Rookie
Rating trouble is good. Fatty Bulge.
I'm amazed at the Olympian level of your voice.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, mimic people don't like the word. Like you.
Mimic people don't like the word. And you.
Stop saying I told you off.
That I told you.
Josh, I called you off.
Josh.
Oh my God. I don't sound like that, Josh.
I don't sound like Josh.
Josh, you're really manipulating now.
You're really manipulating now.
Look, I sound like a normal person.
I sound like a normal person.
You're adding to anti-Semitism right now by portraying me as a slobby Jew.
I don't think you're slobby. You're very tiny.
Oh my God, I'm the worst. It sounds like the worst comedian in the world, and certainly someone you wouldn't want to experience in the morning.
Well, I will admit I actually don't do that good of you.
I think you do. Well, I can't be. I can't. Of course, when you got a dome in.
Right.
I mean, he has the. What's it called? Not the distinctive, the quintessential. Yeah.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you don't, please never again, I'm telling you seriously now, never again, try not to mock me because it's really hurtful.
Try not to mock me because
You just remind me of those Motor commercials that make me want to throw that guy off a cliff. That guy. Shh. He tells this guy, shh. It's so good to see them in the wild. Shh.
Yeah, you're mad at the shushing.
I don't like that guy now. I'm angry at him.
Well, he was born to ride. He doesn't need you. Tell that to the rain.
Oh, I hate that one the most.
Well, yeah, but you're totally the guy stomping around behind him going, there's a 30-minute limit, right?
Yeah, I would be that guy. But I'd be like crying to the manager.
Right.
Look,
tell him.
He just told me about the rain, and I don't think it's fair either way.
First of all, what's he doing on the machine? I don't understand this.
It's a joke. It's a joke, my friend. It's amazing how you can fucking love one insurance commercial like it's a family member.
That's a good one. I laugh just thinking about it.
It's scorn another one like it's a crime against humanity.
I like what I like, and I don't like what I don't like.
Fatty Bulger wants to know, once it's safe to do so, this is a 3-parter, but I'll give it to you in bite-sized chunks. What's the first restaurant you'll visit?
I'm gonna go with sushi would be my first choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I crave it every day, and it's a thing I will not eat right now. I don't know why. I think it's more liable to have COVID.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
Or sitting next to someone in a sushi bar doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, that seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And illegal as of here now in L.A.
Yeah.
Do you hear we
10
have
to 5.
You hear we have a new shutdown coming Monday?
Is it like well, I thought was it a lockdown of some type?
It's a sort of lockdown light. Like no gatherings at all at homes. Like not even.
Oh my God.
No mix.
How about my mail?
Mixing of households. The mail.
Oh, and you can't get
the mail you can get, and stuff is still open, but at just very low capacity.
Wow, I didn't know people were going into each other's houses a lot.
Yeah, that's apparently a big problem, is house parties.
Oh man. People in America I don't think understand the idea of something that can be exponential. Like if it doubles and then it doubles again.
Yeah.
Eventually it's 100 million people.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Mr. Gloom and Doom.
Right. But at least in your defense, you're not part of the problem.
That is true. I'm maybe one of the greatest COVID human beings that ever lived or didn't live.
Desperately wanted to live.
I do not want to get it. I'm not getting it, and nobody can give it to me.
All right.
Boy, I sound like, oh my God. Who is that guy? What a disgusting man he is.
It sounds, if you just replaced it with I'm not wearing a mask and no one can make me, that would be the tone.
I'm in a mode now that's like I'm locked in a mode. Here's the mode I'm in. I like cheese. I'm a terrible person. I answer horribly. I don't deserve to be on a podcast.
Who's the first person you'll go see? On to the next node of the question.
I'm going to go with the man who, even though I speak to him, I miss being in the same area with him, Mr. Josh, Elvis Weinstein. Wow. The first person I go see.
That's nice.
It's a lie.
Oh. And is there a store you miss?
A store?
Well, I know the store is easy. It's the fucking new grocery store that you haven't gone into yet across the street.
Yeah, oh. I walk along there. First of all, I walk all along each side. And occasionally someone will say, "What's the matter, little boy? Did you want to come in?
Will you buy me some beer, mister?"
My wife says stay away.
And I have 3 masks on. I would be one of those 2 masks. I've decided I am going to be a 2 mask.
I double mask at the store now.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
No, I do now. The last month or so.
I haven't been in the store because I'm rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trickle down Kindler, they call him. Sam wants to know from me if Andy was on something MST3K related. Do you think he could riff on movies well, or would it all just fall apart?
Well, I think give me a scene, and I'll show you how great I am. Show me, okay.
We're shutting down the program, Mango.
That guy sounds like a stupid.
You can't shut
British
down the program. We're shutting it down.
That's not so good. That's bad dialogue.
I will not have my movie riffed on by some insolent Jew.
Shut up, stupid.
Yeah, no, so I think he got it. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. I have the feeling of it, if not.
Exactly.
The whole thing.
That's right.
You know what? I think people think that I can't ad-lib. I'm ad-libbing now.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think the problem is that MST is not ad-libbed.
Oh. Yeah, but isn't the idea to be that you are overhearing them talk?
No, there's a lot of ways to the joke.
Somehow get me out of this.
No, I want to hear you reductify my entire,
well, I have to write
show business.
Look, all I'm saying.
I couldn't stay with it after I had Norm Crosby's reductify. So.
Oh. I'm having a very excruciating time with his dad. It's almost excruciating.
Completely excruciating.
Yeah. That's not malapropisms, Andy. You don't just make up, you have to actually base it on the word.
No, it doesn't always.
He doesn't, right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Well, you get tired of this. You know, if you were doing that bit, you cut corners.
Exactly. Stephen Elton Yates says, since protons have a positive charge, they experience an electric force that tends to push them apart. But at short range, the attractive nuclear force is strong enough to overcome the electromagnetic force. What kind of pie do you enjoy the most?
I like a lemon meringue pie, but I still think they call
that joke format the Yates now.
But do you think that he has a deep knowledge of the subatomic world?
No, I think he has a deep knowledge of search engines.
Well, he's doing a good job. Is there anybody, a member of the show that we have who's our science guru?
I have Ira Flato on the line. Come on.
Ira Flato.
Hold Ira Flato out.
I was just about to say, I don't think Science Friday is even a national show, but you know what? I think it is.
I think it is.
Who doesn't know about Science Friday? I don't mind Ira Flato, but I don't go out of my way.
No, I understand. I'm with you. Stephen L. Yates also said, by the way, I like a cherry pie the most, I think.
That's one of the hardest to make, I would think.
Yeah. The perfect cherry pie is a perfect pie. There's some bad cherry pie in the world, I'll tell you that much, though.
I think of a bad cherry pie is the kind that used to come out of the vending machines.
Yeah, the Hostess cherry pie or whatever. You got Drake's cakes out your way.
Yeah, it's got to be done right.
Yeah, it's too much. It's a gluey mess.
Yeah, which also is what happens to me post. Okay. That's going to be my new hook.
Yeah.
Hey, people, how's everybody? Okay.
And I'm going to be it's not all right guy. Speaking of it's not all right, I was watching a couple of James Bond movies over the last few days. And his horniness just doesn't hold up well.
I would think that he would. You mean like any specific Bond, or whenever he gets horny?
Pretty much whenever he gets horny, but he is. It's almost as toxic as masculinity gets.
Hello, get over here right away. I'm James Bond, and I need
hop on.
I need. Well, that's a little creepy. Well, it's not creepy, but
it's a little creepy.
Yeah.
It really plays creepy now. Because there's not, because it's not always consent laden.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now I feel good about not having seen any James Bond movies.
Have you not seen James Bond movies?
No.
Really?
I really haven't.
How do you avoid that
lie.
over 60 some years?
I know there's a guy named Oddjob.
Yeah. In one of
he
the
throws
movies.
his hat.
Yeah.
He throws his hat.
That's Goldfinger.
It's not so surprising because of the genre of the movie. It doesn't appeal to me.
It's the pay attention. The pay attention genre.
Well, isn't it for women mostly, the James Bond movies?
Not so much, no.
I have no good excuse, but I do have Rope. I have 3 Alfred Hitchcock movies ready to go today.
Rope, Topaz, and Stranger on a Train.
Stranger on a Train.
I'm just guessing because I know those all played on TCM.
And there's, we saw The Man Who Knew Too Much, but there's one more. Oh, Rope. Is it Rope? Yeah. And then there's another one that I can't remember what it is.
What did you think of The Man Who Knew Too Much? Could you relate?
I have to admit that I watched that one, while we were doing Thanksgiving stuff. So it wasn't.
All right.
Maybe the movies aren't for me.
Dan says, I turned 50 this year.
Ouch.
Wow. Oh my God.
How can I live deep and suck? Huh?
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Now that you interrupted.
I said I don't have friends that old.
How can I live deep and suck all the marrow out of life in the time I have left when I'm just not that kind of guy?
You have to make it's incumbent of you to make a bucket list. Bucket list. You have to do it. It's the only way to have fun after a certain age, according to the movies.
All right. Well, that one movie.
Which I did not see.
No.
I bet you did not see it.
Because movies aren't for you. I did not see it.
No, that's a bad, neither one of us can make it through that. I've seen every Men Who's Talking movie, though.
Men Who's Talking?
Men Who's Talking Too, isn't that what it's called? Look out. Look out. Oh, I know. Look out. I'm talking.
Get me. I'm talking.
I admit that I did laugh at the first one of those movies, but I don't know if I can watch it again.
Men Who's Talking, you mean?
No, Look Who's Talking 5. Is it 3 men and a baby? Or is that a different thing?
That's a different thing.
Okay.
You're thinking of 3 men and a talking baby.
Stop it!
And the Men Who Talk.
Hey, get out of here. Hey, get out of here, lady. I'm a small baby.
Back off here. Hey, back off.
Hey, get over here, Gertrude. This is hilarious. The baby sounds like Bruce Willis.
I'm the baby on board.
I swear that none of those will be remade. I hope.
Well, if they are, it would be an easy task. Dan also wants to know which one of you guys is Leopold and which one is Loeb. Please keep the shows coming. P.S. Andy, the biopsy came back negative. Thanks for the pep talk.
Yes. That makes me very, very happy.
Was that
my pep talk?
Was that a cameo pep talk? Nice.
Cameo pep talk.
Wow.
But, I can't say it worked. I mean, I don't want to say I have magical powers. That is good news.
You want to say you do.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I'd
like to lay hands on.
Well, the problem is that if it was benign, there's no healing powers necessary.
True. But I'm just glad I could cheer somebody up. Actually, I do fairly good pep talks. I think because they're reasonably priced.
Yeah, good for you, Dan, for dropping the money for your own mental health.
And yes,
you know things are dark when Andy Kindler can lift you up.
I think that, I am kind of an upbeat guy.
You are. To outsiders.
Right. People don't know that I'm a whiner. I'm a constant complaining whiner.
But you do good pep talks, apparently.
Yes.
And by the way, Andy is Leopold and I'm Lisa Loeb.
I always forget which one is the guy who followed the other guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Loeb follows Leopold in the actual phrase, so let's go that
Loeb.
way.
And one of them got released from prison one day, I think.
Yeah.
I think so, because the other guy died.
Allison just read a Leopold and Loeb book not long ago, and I didn't listen to her when she was recounting it very well, apparently.
Hey, you've seen some of the movies, right? You know the story in general.
I know the story in general, yeah.
Yeah. Woody Allen would use him as a what am I, Loeb and Leopold?
Would he flip it around like that?
I just completely lost the ability to know what the original grouping was, but now I am sure it was Leopold and Loeb.
All right.
They argued about that.
We're a regular Costello and Abbott here.
But they argued about that. Many people thought that's what really caused them to go after Bobby Franks. It's so funny. It sounds like when I say the name of the victim that I don't have empathy anymore.
It does kind of, yeah.
It does. I apologize.
You at least could have gone with
Bobby Franks.
At least you could have gone with Bobby Franks.
Leave it to me to not know, to miss the obvious clues.
Greg Kelly says it's Black Friday as I write this and Cyber Monday as I hear this. James Mason has been such an important and helpful part of our lives that we should get him a gift. Does he have anything of legal age on his list?
I know that's a Lolita reference.
Oh,
who did he play in Lolita? Was he the guy attracted to the Lolita?
Why, yes, I was Humbert.
It was in the Steven Spielberg, in the Kubrick version?
Why, yes.
You're such a charm.
In other words, the only version that matters.
Oh. And it's unbelievable that you have such a charming persona, except in that, you were not in that movie.
Well, no, I wasn't a good man, but I was an interesting man, and that's somewhat better, isn't it?
Look, I can't argue with the popularity of James Mason in our show. I couldn't have predicted it.
No, nor could I, but I'm just so glad to have my popularity seed find purchase.
I like that kind of word. I'm sorry, I bailed.
Apparently you're done with me. I'll move on then. Conrad Fox says, and by the way, as a gift, I would like some Night Train wine. I'm branching out.
Night Train. That's not wine. How can they call that wine?
Well, it's a fortified wine.
Oh, is it kind of sweet? It's not like a Mogan. It's not like a Manischewitz, though.
No, it's got.
I'll try it.
It's got an extra shot of alcohol in it.
Oh,
and yes.
It is literally fortified.
Yes, it is. Yes. Conrad Fox says, as a slightly Kindler-esque Jew, I was nervous to get a dog. Your rambling somehow helped me to get the confidence to do it, and best decision of my life. Thanks for talking nonsense. And there's a picture of you with a little dog. That makes me very happy.
You see how
it's a great looking dog, too. It's very.
You're Johnny Apple Dog.
I think.
What kind of dog is it? Can you tell?
It's I'm gonna go mutt, but there's it's it's in the Clyde and Lucky range. Medium dog, very sort of Lucky-ish head with different coloring. But I love the dog. Definitely my kind of dog.
You're gonna it's gonna bring joy to your life.
Yeah, it's a picture of them lying on the couch together. Dogs are the best.
They are. My new favorite dog is Gunner.
Who's
you saw the guy save the dog from the alligator?
No.
Oh, it's the greatest thing. I don't usually recommend those things, but the dog's name is Gunner, and this guy bonded with this dog, and the dog got got snapped up by an alligator, and the guy, he wrestles the dog out of the alligator's mouth, and he never loses his cigar.
That's
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's some manly shit. That is some manly shit. I will give him that.
And they are, it's unbelievable.
And so now Gunner's with him?
Now they're inseparable. They were inseparable since they first met, but it is the cutest thing you've ever seen. I mean, it's very scary to see a doggy, get eaten by, I don't know if they're gators or crocodiles, but.
Yeah, that's scary.
They had,
it's probably a gator.
Yeah, well, you know I'm an expert on lizards. Know. I'm an expert on lizards. If you've met my ex-lawyer, hey, I'm finally waking up, Josh.
It had to be your ex-lawyer.
Yes. Yeah.
Wookie Talkie says there's a store near me that sort of rhymes with Texas. It's called Hassleless Mattress. Could this fix the words of Take the Money and Run? It certainly is not it wouldn't be a downgrade.
I once had a Santana album. It was named Abraxas. And then I went to Taxes. And you know what? He is a great rhymester.
Maybe he is. Every timester.
You know, every time something like that, I'm still reminded of the great comedian Ted, who was able to put Ted at the end of every word. You can't infect Ted because I am protected.
Right.
See, luckily you never experienced Ted.
I did, but I experienced him via Kindler, and I think I won. Brenda's cousin says shout out to Andy for donating to LA Food Bank. Cash is the best so they can buy baby formula and diapers, the stuff people don't think to donate.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm very, very glad that I was able to finally find a charity that also Josh couldn't make fun of, like, because I'm sure he hasn't given like I've given to the LA Food Bank.
Well, Andy, that's not true. I just didn't tweet about it.
Oh, I do. You know how they always say, like, the classy people are like Letterman, they don't say anything? That's not me.
Hey, I don't know if anybody was reading earlier, but I gave money to people. I'm good.
I gave to them a couple of months back, the first time I started seeing those Food Line spots on TV, and I will give another bump by the end of the year.
And they do say that it's good to do it away from the holidays because everyone does it on the holiday.
Yeah, although the need time is now. So
yes,
why can't they? In this case, the holiday bump, I'm sure, is good for them.
Yeah,
that's just their way of saying go monthly.
That's right, which I don't do, which I should do. Why am I guilty about it? You shouldn't
be guilty. This is one of those times where you did the right thing.
Oh, okay. And now I like myself. I can't forget. I don't remember whether is my default position hating myself or liking myself. I can't remember.
That's your version of bipolarity. I'm an asshole. I'm the greatest. I'm an asshole. I'm the god. Chaotic Neutral says, Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Were either of you ever fans of Alan Sherman? Hello Mudda Hello Fada was a big hit, but as a Gentile from the Deep South, I related more with My Zelda.
Well, this is someone who doesn't know of your love.
Yeah. That was
for the character.
Yeah, Alan Sherman was among my first exposures to comedy with an audience. My parents.
And you can't get it out of your head. You cannot get it out of your head. I was singing My Zelda to Susan yesterday, and it just'll never. Nothing else.
My Zelda, she took the money and ran with the tailor.
Everybody,
members of Hadassah, my Zelda. But as a kid in Minnesota, just finding out that Jew played so well was like a revelation, yes. Like I learned a lot about what are universal Jew references from his stuff.
I bet he sold a lot of Total albums.
I think he sold a lot of albums, yeah.
Yeah.
But that first one was the coolest because it was like Harpo Marx helped them put it together, and they brought an audience into a big studio and got them drunk, and it's
Oh, that's okay. Well, I don't know. I don't even know where I know everything from because I don't know. I've never broken them up by the album.
Yeah,
like this one's on that one's on that. The only one I think I know the cover on is the My Son the Folk Singer.
Yeah, that's the one where he's standing in the white thing with the sort of Roman column with bagels and stuff on it. And there's a woman looking at him.
Yes. Susie Rotolo.
Sure. Natri Pahara says, my dog Ranger came through minor surgery beautifully this morning. Thought spiral and hence the humor were a source of great comfort in the days leading up to it. Thank you guys. Yay, Ranger!
I like a positive doggy story.
Yes. Have I mentioned I love dogs?
Kisses. Well, you are the doggerator.
Voltron of Wear a Mask says, if you could build a TV show that was aimed at Trump voters that changed their hearts and minds and helped to transform the country, what would it be?
Ooh, it's a tall order.
It really is.
Something like stop it. Stop hating already.
It'd just be me holding up a mirror.
Yes, please.
I don't know. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you inject empathy into people.
Yes. And, it's not going to be an easy thing to do. Not my job, I say.
No.
Not my job to do it.
But I'm reminded of our friend Johnny in Louisiana telling me how, he had all these preconceived notions about us as Hollywood people. And he ended up loving us and telling his Trumpy friends that they misjudge us on our face. So.
That is so cool. And I always wonder I don't know who Johnny voted for. Well, no, he must not. No, I don't know who. I just can't imagine.
I don't want to know, quite honestly.
That's true.
Johnny, don't tell me.
Johnny, don't tell me.
So yeah, I don't have an answer for that. If I did, I would have pitched it by now.
Right. If we had an answer for that, we probably could have avoided this whole
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I heard some bad news today, Andy.
Is this real bad news or am I Bud Abbott?
Just be Bud Abbott.
Okay. Well, what happened?
I read there's a new strain of the virus that does.
What is it?
Oh, come on. Come on, Bud. Let me finish the game.
What a horrible straight man.
I'm in a bad mood today, Andy, because I just read that there's a new strain of the virus that does care.
And that's what we've been dreading this the whole time.
Yes.
That this could happen.
Yes.
What's worse, it's like we feel bad for when we kept saying the virus doesn't know that. Now the virus does know.
Yes. I think that's enough for one day, don't you?
I do.
In fact, it's enough for a whole goddamn week. If you want to support this nonsense, please go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral. If you want,
this is a reverse psychology. We don't even need it, right? Like that.
Oh no, I think we desperately need it, but I don't think.
We need it. We need it.
My point is, we don't deserve it.
Right, but please give it to us.
Right. It's like taxes in that regard.
I once had an uncle who was in taxes. And I said, hey, with your taxes, why don't you move to Texas?
Billy Mack is a detective down in Texas. Had his allergies, went into anaphylaxis.
Good night, everybody.